channel. It's your girl Diamond the Slayer, and I'm back with another video. If you can't see me, I want big artist in the building today. He goes by the name of Mr. Peppa. You understand? So Pepper, I want to thank you so much for coming on my channel. It's well appreciated.
Yeah, man. You know, that's better. Y'all in tune to one of the hottest channel right now, the Diamond the Slayer. You see me, I say so. You know we're there, and we're gonna stay here. So stay tuned. I got all the good vibes, some conversation and some information. That's
Y'all gonna talk the things then?
Yeah, man. Information, whatever need to be said, you don't know. We're gonna say it. Yeah.
Yes. So Peppa, now let's start from the very beginning. And you go by the name of Mr. Peppa. That means you're hot. That's what I'm assuming, right? So you get a name like that now?
Yeah, well, the name Mr. Peppa basically was given to me by my older brother, you know, who is a producer from Jamaica, Steel and Clevie. So Steel and Clevie, you know, is dancehall, you know, generals, so to speak. You know, a lot of our favorite music that we enjoy from, you know, the 80s to the 90s to 2000s, you know, was produced by Steel and Clevie. So, you know, my brother is the one that, you know, say, yo, this is the name where the star name.
So how old were you when this was happening? If your brother
19-year-old.
He was 19?
Yeah, age 19 was when I went in the studio the first time with my brother as a producer and, you know, as a brother.
So what are some of the songs that your brother has produced? You say, what's his name, Stevie?
Steel and Clevie has done big hits like the Giggy rhythm, you know, you have Baby Way and Mama, you know, Come Take Me Out, you have, you know, big song for the streets, and, you know, you have like Bourbon and you know, Lexus.
Okay, we know that song there.
So if you're of a younger generation, you might not know the name per se or can identify where the song is coming from, but you will know the beats, you will know the songs, you will know the artists. So, you know, as I said, 90% that, you know, maybe your favorite dancehall song them are artists have been produced by Steel and Clevie. Yeah. So, you know, when Steel put that name and said Peppa Go, at 19-year-old, you know, that was the beginning. So
were you like showing that you were interested in music or something like that for your brother to give you a name and say, yo, take on that name, yeah? Or you were just around and just call you Peppa and you just did it? Or was you already like in the studio with them and vibe and sing and then give you a name because you deserve it? Like, what was it?
Okay, well, my brother never wanted me to be an artist, you know?
Oh, really? He didn't why? Because corruption?
No, so in my family, me and my younger brother that follows me, you know, we were the first one to pass the common entrance and, you know, go to high school and stuff. So he was like, he never wanted us to take no musical direction anymore. We're going to school and, you know, further intellectual education, you know, man, so formally.
But wasn't he successful in it?
Because he started music, like, my brother started doing music at like 11, 12. He was already in a band, playing in a band for Gregory Isaacs, you know, Roots Radic, the original Roots Radic bands. So at 12-year-old, 13-year-old, my brother was already touring all over the world, UK, Europe, you know, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he didn't see that for you?
No, he never saw that for me. He wanted us to be, you know, more, you know, intellects.
Yeah. Going on your books and see.
Yeah, it was more of that. You know?
So how did you convince them to say, yo?
Did
they help you, or did you start on your own journey, or without them, or did you go under their wing?
No, well, my family is a music family. Yeah, my mom is a singer, Rastafarian singer, from the 12 Tribe of Israel. So 12 Tribe of Israel is a Rastafarian organization in Jamaica, and my parents are both members, and so we grew up around music. Music was always around me. My mom, my brothers, my sisters, and the larger community. And so we was always, you know, messing around with music and stuff. And during high school, you know, started playing with music a little bit more. And then how my brother got notice of me was I recorded for someone that he made a beat for.
Okay.
And he heard the song. So,
it was his beat you went on?
Yeah, he made the beat, but he didn't produce the beat. He made it for a different producer. And that producer took that beat and recorded me on it. And my brother heard it, and that was when I went into his studio and recorded my first song with him. You know, because
do you remember your first song?
With him, yeah. It was my first song with Steele and Cleve. It was a song called Dance Cinderella. You know, the Dance Cinderella and the Bitter Blood rhythm. So this rhythm featured Lexus. Y'all better can cook. You know, and Capleton. One of us stay far from trouble if you can. You know, so Mr. Pepper was on it saying, well, I could have who are the brother with the bucking at the beam and with the nowadays dancing Cinderella. Mr. Pepper. Same one we skip.
I'm saying about for a long time.
Yeah, so that was the first Mr. Pepper song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you did that beat with your brother Steely, obviously his sound fixed you for you to be able to go find the beats and come out with a nice song.
Not
Did they
exactly.
continue to produce you, or you just work with different producers? Or?
I mean, as I said at the time, my brother never interested in music with me. But I think because of what I did with a producer that he worked with, you know, he was like, you know. So when I did
he
that,
continue giving you beats?
No, so what happened was when I did that song with him, he, at the end of the recording, at the end of the day, you know, he was like, he hugged me up and be like, you're not too ready right now, you know? You're not too ready. Like, next 5 years, you're going to be ready.
And
so,
that's when you was 19?
Yeah, I was 19 at the time. So he told me I wasn't ready at the time. So next 5 years. And, so I did 2 more beats with him. But 5 years later was when it all happened, just like you said, you know?
So, oh really? But were you still working in that 5 years?
Yeah, you gotta be.
You just practicing, perfecting your craft and all of that, right?
Yeah, you keep practicing, keep working, keep recording. Because to get a break in the music, even though my brother says, okay, you're not ready now, 5 years time you're gonna be ready. You have to be doing whatever to be done in this trajectory that you're on. Yeah. So in 5 years time it happened. And
so what happened in that 5 years? In that 5 years, is that when you got your hit song?
Yeah, so in that 5 years I met my first record label that I was signed to, and we did 3 records. And 2005 I got the song with Hypocrite, TALK.
Hypocrite,
yeah.
So that was your breakout song. That was your hit record.
Yeah, that was a breakout song to the international world.
Did that song? Did it go crazy? Like as soon as you dropped it, the streets get crazy, or did it take? So did you have to work that song?
Yeah, I mean, just like any other, like most songs, we had to work it. But the good thing was, I had a management and a team, and we had the radio, and we had the print media, and social media wasn't so much at that time. I think it was maybe like MySpace. Yeah. So the management and the team worked it, but it took time. It took a couple of months before everything started. The momentum started building up the real way, you know. But eventually, it went to number 1. Debut on the charts at number 1.
Number 1 song.
Yeah, number 1, and the video debuted at number 1.
Really?
And, yeah, man. So everything was.
So it went international, everything all at one time.
Local, international.
So how did life change for you then? Because you was in Jamaica at that time, right?
Yeah. So as a
were you already traveling to the States before that hit song? So did that song allow you to travel to the States?
Definitely. So
nice.
That song was a song that opened the door to the world, you know. And I did my first international show in New York, in Roy Wilkins Park, you know.
Big up Queens,
yeah. You see me?
Yeah.
So that was the Irish Jamboree show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to go to them shows all the time.
Yeah, man. And then from there on, I mean, you know, we just continue putting in the work and, you know, continue.
So how did life change? Did you go from rags to riches, or like what?
I mean, having a number 1 song is definitely life changing, especially if you know you're under proper management and you have a good team or good people around you, I should say. You know, so born in
Did you have good management? Did you take care of your royalties and all that stuff when you came out with Hypocrite to Talk, or like are you still getting paid off that song today?
I mean, of course, up to this day. I mean.
Because a lot of artists, especially since back then when you got your hit song, they didn't take care of the back end. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so to be perfectly honest, I mean, you know, it was always a learning process, and still is a learning process. And there was stuff that was done that was thankfully done, and there was stuff that wasn't done, and not totally shady business, but just oversight, you know. But eventually got corrected. You know,
over time, right?
Yeah, it get corrected and stuff, you know. And as I'm saying, having a number 1 song exposing you to the world will expose you to more information and more people and more networking. And if you have the capacity, you will learn and you will adjust and you move forward. So it has been that, it has been a process.
So after you got that song and you toured the world and all these things, how did you feel about like your follow-up record? Was that like stress? Was people like bothering you about it? Like,
no, because when we break out in like 2006, it is not like this time of social media where you have that type of pressure. You know what I mean? So and at that time, the demand was more strategic. So artists don't bombard the fans with 10 songs per week or
like they do now.
No, it was not that. Things was more strategically, and the music was absorbed more deeper over a longer period of time. Yeah. So when you sing a song and it normally have to be worked, like 3 months, it have to be worked in the street, in the media, on the radio. And if it is a hit song, it will take on. Yeah, you gotta work it. But not saying that it's one song every 3 months, but each record take time period where Baby Sham usually be an artist that just put out 1 or 2 records per year.
That's it?
We guarantee for a hit record from Baby Sham and Dave Kelly every summer. A big record is gonna come, a big rhythm with a juggling with Bounty Killer and the rest of them. But Baby Sham
why himself, you think that? Because they take their time?
Yeah, because that was the nature of the business at that time. And the fans were in that headspace and the atmosphere was conducive to that because there was not so much outlet for people to be running around and feeding from different places. So you got the radio and you got the streets. Specific people in the streets, specific people on the radios. So people look to these people for what is happening, what is new, what is going to be the next thing that is going to happen. So we control these pipelines because it's not hard, it's not too much, it's not all over the place.
So you wasn't even pressured to drop like an album? Drop an album? No, they wasn't pressuring you?
No, it wasn't that because we always was doing musical singles and always moving around and keeping active because of my team that I had. Maybe in hindsight, an album could have been done and capitalized in that moment. You know what I mean? At that time, I said, we was doing that.
Do you regret not doing that now?
No, definitely not regretting that. Because I think that at that time, maybe I would be in a deeper situation doing an album, thinking back. Yeah. Because I would be deeper with the label.
Yeah.
And, when you're in deeper or the higher your climb is, the more you have to lose or gain, so to speak. But based off where I'm at now and what happened with the label, I could say, maybe if I did an album,
so you got signed. That song got you signed then?
No, I signed before I got the hit song. I was signed 4 years before I got my #1 song. I was signed to a label.
Oh, okay.
As a young artist, but
that 5 years when you was perfecting your craft and all that, you got signed.
Yeah, because the difference is in those times. There was record labels and there was management team that was more invested in artist development. So you definitely didn't have to have a #1 at the time for a label to sign it. They could see your potential and develop it until you, for example, like the soccer players in the UK, in England. You got kids in the academy from they were like 5-year-old till they were 10, till they were teenagers, and they play under 17 until they go over to the. That is why you see that quality on the field, and you say, "Oh, that kid is 17-year-old, and he is most professional." Like that now too, right? Yeah. So at that time, I was signed to the label on the development.
Yeah.
Because they saw the potential. No, there's no artist development. No time these days. Not even the big American labels or worldwide labels do not develop artists.
You gotta be hot first, and then
you gotta be hot, and they're not telling you how to manage your life, or to do an interview, or to conduct yourself, or to carry an image, or to save your money, or to invest. None of that. That is all part of artist development. Did you go
through that, like coming up with like a hit song and stuff, like money, like having a lot of money, then one day you don't have a lot of money?
I mean, yeah.
And does that mess with your mental?
No. Having a lot of money and then not having it was never a problem.
Well, you always tour though, right? Or like go do shows?
I mean, yeah, so that is why it's having a lot of money was never a problem. But I've been situations where, of course, I lose cars and, lose money and lose out on deals and lose out on shows and all of that. But always working on always being consistent has balanced out all of that, So And as I said earlier on, this music is always a learning process. You never know it all. Up to even veteran artists now just discovering, just benefiting from new stuff that is being learned. So you never know it all. But the thing is, learn and never make the same mistake, you know?
Well, I was doing research on you or whatever, right? And I was watching one of your videos called, what's it called? Broke It Up? Broke It Down?
Broke It Up.
Broke It Up. And I see my cousin in your video, well, going crazy.
Who's that?
Kendisha, my Kendi.
Okay, Dancehall Queen.
Yes! I was like, yo, look for Kendi. And yo, she used to post that clip all the time. And I never knew that it was
Yeah, so I knew Candy because of there was a guy down in Atlanta that was I don't remember his name.
You didn't shoot. Where you shot that video at?
In New York. That video was shot in New York.
Yeah.
So he knew her, and the producers at the time they're from Atlanta. So he was the one who made a connection for her to be in the video because it was being shot in New York and she's from New York. Yeah. So because the producers from Atlanta. So he was the guy that made that link with her. Yeah. And she, was the top performer in the video.
She went crazy in the video. I was like, yo, look like Kendi. I was shocked to see her.
And it was just a spontaneous video shoot,
Yeah.
We
and that was 6 years ago, I think. It was
just about. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little while.
Yeah, so everything just happened in a couple of hours, and that was it. Yeah.
So where you are now, like 2023, in the space of music, are you like? Or matter of fact, before I ask that question, who was the artist that kind of like inspired you? Did you have any like? Are you like a Vibes Cartel fan? Bonzi Killa? Like, who are your inspirations?
Yeah, well, I mean, in my formative years of music, Vibes Cartel never exists, Bounty Killer never exists.
What? Really?
I said, yeah, when
not Bounty?
No, because when I listen, because how me grow up different than, the regular kids, because we grew up
making the music.
No, not making the music, but because of the surroundings, music was something that was impossible to avoid because my household was not a household of electricity and running water and TV and all them stuff there. No, we never grew up with TV and electricity and all them stuff there. But we had a radio with the batteries. You know what I said? So music was something that surrounded me. And then my mom is a singer, my brothers all sing because they're Rastafarian. So music is part of the Rastafarian culture.
Yeah.
So, and then my brother went on to be a producer and all of that stuff. So, I mean...
You didn't have nobody that really liked.
So I never had no one inspiration when it comes to music.
What about an era of time? Like, what was the era you think that influenced your song?
I mean, well, I was like musically intelligent, I would say, more in the 90s. That was when our musical awareness was more, I said, coming to power. So I would say the 90s was maybe the biggest influence, but my influence coming from way beyond that, because I can remember as a kid going and seeing my mom and my uncles singing and wanting to, be in that vibe,
Be on that stage.
Yeah.
Take on the vibe.
So, I mean, my inspiration comes from every artist. It's impossible for me to just take my energy and inspiration from one direction. I find, as an artistic inspiration from everything.
Is that the same inspiration for today, or like kind of change a little bit?
My inspiration doesn't come from basically artists now.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. My music inspiration.
You ain't trying to be like today.
No, it's not that. It's just the levels where our artists reach in life. Like when you're younger, with less experience and less knowledge, you got to look at pointers and you got to take directions from people that they see doing it on that level. Now, as an experienced artist, as an experienced human being, as a grown adult, as a man, my inspiration does not come from other artists. It comes from life. It comes from people. It comes from everyday experiences. The musical part of it, like artists and that, is a minor contribution to the inspiration. Yeah. No, at this point in my life. When I hear an artist, I'll be like, oh, I gotta go into studio and like this thing.
What about producers? Any producers you might hear and be like, yo, this match me. Because I know you have to have a certain type of producer that match certain artists, right?
Definitely.
You can build with, especially if you're gonna make like an album or something like that.
Definitely. You do have producers. I mean, I'm open, but I would say, like, a producer would inspire me no more than an artist
Yes, that makes sense.
because of the work that you see they do with other people and the beats that they make. You would be like, okay,
You can't
I
put
feel
yourself
how that
on
vibe could, like, you know, me as a line up with my team. So, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a great point. You know, me as a,
Yeah.
yeah.
So how do you feel about doing music today and promoting music today compared to like back then?
I mean, today, promoting music today has its pros and its cons, you know? And,
You know, you have the internet now.
yeah, as I said, it is more like you have to develop your own personal fan base and your own personal vibe with the larger public out here because everybody is taking their inspiration from personal places now where artists are presenting themselves in a personal space. You don't have to go to a label, you don't have to listen to radio, you don't have to go to the TV. You can just go directly to that artist space. So promoting music is it's always a challenge. You just have to adjust to the digital era and the digital age and you know, find the way to navigate. And it is there. There's ways to navigate and in anything you have to just, you know what I'm saying? Just assert yourself because it's not easy and it's not hard. It's just basically music is what you put in, you will definitely get out. That is what it is.
That makes sense. So basically, what I want to know is, so in today's time or whatever like that, do you party?
I mean, I party
Like, are you in
strategically.
the clubs?
No, I'm a strategic party goer, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So
But I just want to know, like, how do you feel about like when you go to the clubs today, like, especially in Atlanta, Georgia, like, let's talk around that. But you party in New York too, I'm sure, because you go to New York.
yeah,
You go to Florida?
yeah. I mean, yeah, all over.
So what do you think about like the party scene and like how they're promoting dancehall today in 2023? Do you think they're promoting it well, or you think
Like who? Like what is it?
just
Promoters?
not promoters, but I
Or
would
the
say
culture?
DJs? Yeah, just
Or
the,
the
the culture itself, like
I mean,
the culture. Yes, the culture. How do you think? Do you think over here on this side they're representing well? Let's start with Atlanta.
I mean, you know,
Like say a fresh Jamaican come from yard, right? No, never come out yard yet.
I think everywhere in America there's
I
a
will take
pocket. There's a pocket and a spot. All right. A vibration where Jamaican music is present.
Present,
You know,
yes.
because
And in
Jamaican
that
people is
presence,
all
what
over.
you think about it?
It is definitely different than how it was, but I'm a forward thinker. I never like talking about like comparing it with. I mean, I talk about the difference, but me like maybe talk about maybe like how to move forward within the space because nothing will go back to how it was.
How
You
it
know,
was,
yeah, it's like wishful thinking. So me, like, it is definitely different, and
But
I would
is it
say.
different in a bad way or
Yeah, and then I would say maybe not up to the same bar that was set before.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying what is going on culturally for dancehall or for the artist is necessarily bad because I can point out tons and dozens of positives where the youth some make stride and where lives are being changed and where we're seeing new ground being carved out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we can frankly and honestly say that the bar that was set before
It's not.
where dancehall was in a different zone and a different energy, the bar hasn't been met as yet and surpassed for the culture to continue rising. So, to your question earlier, where I said the representation, yeah, dancehall is always representing because you always have new DJs, you always have, there's a strong sound system, you know, that the culture, there's a whole culture where I don't think the conversation even get talked about their positive impact on the culture.
With the sound system, the sound?
Yeah, so there's always representation for the music.
Yeah.
Now, I think with the quality that helps with maybe the downward trend. So it no matter how much promotion they promote the music, if the quality is not up to standard, then you know.
Okay, so you mean like how they say today, like some of the music is just made with a friend who just make a beat and them go record it and probably not see the mix and master.
Properly.
But
That is just part of the issue in my opinion. You know what I say? One of the issue is the diversity of topics and the diversity of concepts.
Yes.
You know, and so dancehall originally is many artists with these different characters and different personalities and different sounds, and there's no one trend to follow.
So let me ask you on that topic, like when you make music today, is there certain topics that just because you know that you represent dancehall, right? Because you do.
Right.
Is there certain topics that you know that you would never like touch? Just also just respect of dancehall culture.
Yeah, I mean, there's still, even last night, you know, I was in the studio recording and somebody wanted or suggested that I change a particular line and say it in a particular way, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that because that's not where my heart is, and I don't think that is even, you know what I say? That is me talking like out the two sides of my mouth. Like, how can I be on camera saying stuff about the culture and then going in the studio and then, you know what I say, representing on a different level? Yeah, so there's definitely stuff that I would never say in the music to represent my culture. Never. To me, that is a lack of...
Do you believe that the music that you artists put out influences the children?
Yes, of course.
You do, right?
Of course.
Because some people like, I'm not a role model, but just an artist. Like,
no, that is maybe people just trying to avoid accountability. But music
is... But you are a role model, right? You believe that?
A role model? No. I would not call myself a role model to nobody.
But you understand that
no,
you inspire people. Or
yeah, that's exactly the word that I would go to.
Yeah.
You know what I say? Inspiration, not role model. That's why we have to keep our music positive, so it inspires people in a positive way, because it does, or if not, is one of the most powerful, influential tools in the world. You know what I say? Yeah, you know, like I've been to places in the world where they cannot. I've been on the TV. They say this is the first Jamaican artist ever been on the TV. The interviewer has to use an interpreter on the TV. Yeah, and we go into the shows, and these people
know all the words.
And they know the words in English and in your song, but they can't talk to you in one word of English. So we know that music is the most powerful universal language. So to say that it doesn't have influence is like, you know, insanity. Yeah.
So are you a fan of
Science?
All that, like, you know, all that
type of music?
I mean, all them things that they not music.
I think, you know what? I'm not a fan of it.
You're not? Okay.
No, I'm not a fan in the sense of I am going to promote it in my music and I'm going to sing about it. No, not that. You know, but I think that is something that is never something that was endorsed by dancer. We always, I said, born phobia, man, born iniquity, and all them things, but now things are turned where, you know, it is being endorsed and glorified.
Yep.
And that can be part of the contributing factors. You know what I say? Because the downward decline is not just one main thing.
Do you think that's one of the things that can actually save dancehall today? Like, if we have more inspirational music, like what you just said, of what dancehall really like build on, you know, the messages in the music, you know, God and spiritual journeys, and real rastas and the pasta.
No, I don't think that dancehall artists doing more
like culture music.
Because Jamaica is not short of inspiration and motivation and positive music. So me and I say, yeah, what dancehall need to go back to is go back to the diversity of concept and the diversity of difference. Every man is saying dancehall to me, let me tell you my opinion. Dancehall is one long song playing for a couple of years. It's one long record. Because it's one topic with the same words, same flows, nothing different. So it's like a long song playing onward. You know what I say? So when dancehall chip off of that, where if it was one man doing that, then it would be a novelty. Now you have 20 men that do the same thing. What is it? It's nothing. And then you don't have a difference to balance it. You don't have a different set of dancehall artists you have. For example, you have Tiger. You have Tiger, but you have Ninja Man, Super Cat, Bunty, Beanie, Shabba, Papa San, Admiral Bailey, and all of these is different characters. None of them now follow because Super Cat come with vineyard style, 100 man are going to do vineyard style. No, you maybe have one person that follow that style and take the inspiration, but you will not have 20 artists doing that. Not because Shabaran said, trailer load a girl, and next man saying, who may have a car load a girl, and the next man come a bicycle load a girl. You know what I say? Nobody not do that. Man allow Shabba to be Shabba, Super Cat to be Super Cat, Ninja Man come and him dressing and kung fu thing, and everybody was their own character. Yeah. And that was when we have Blossom and Tiger come and
and you know what else too? They wasn't afraid to get on the same beat with each other.
Yeah, so that is one more issue. Juggling is the next thing that is something that is not working for us because we don't have no
So
more
you think
juggling
it's not
again.
working, or you
Yeah,
think
because
they're
we
not
don't
doing it?
have it. The lack of it, I should
Oh,
say.
but you know what I wanted to know? Did juggling stop because of like now that dancehall has woken up and they know that they need to get paid off for their music? So you need to have your producer, you know, y'all gotta get y'all money. So y'all can't all be on one beat because how y'all gonna get paid?
No. Juggling stop because every man feel like say him is a producer and can go in that bathroom, in that closet, him and him friend them. Same thing when you said earlier on, me and my friend them go in the car now, go make a beat and think, what do you need that big man? Remember I said the big man used to lock me out of it. We couldn't go in and at the big place until we're ready.
Yeah.
We're not for ready now. Big man, alright, it will take too long for let we in. Build one little coop over there, so I will do it thing, ping, ping, ping. And the next one over there say, wow, that work, ping, 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 ping. So I don't necessarily need you. If me have a family, I'm fine. One song over here.
Yeah.
Me don't need nobody over there. So everybody become fractured. You know what I mean? I say everybody in their own corner. Versus back in the days where they were not anybody could just be a producer. Not anybody could make a beat and put it out. You have to go to specific outlets. So we all was funneled into an outlet. So you find out say you have to have more unity, more linking with the artist. And juggling was a main source. A single
and that made artists better, right?
Yeah, that of course, obviously, everything did it for sure. Said juggling, unity, collaboration, and all of that was when we put up on the peak.
Yeah.
So the formula is not rocket science to help dancer. It's real simple. But if the ones them who have the influence right now is not willing to listen or willing to make an adjustment, then. But the good thing is you have artists like Peppa their own, Bounty their own, Beanie their own, Dexter their own, Baby Sham them their own. We still have a full roster of substantive artists.
Yeah.
Where I say, I do music now. Take for example, the new combination with Bounty Killer and Baby Sham and Dexter. Produced by Dave Kelly.
Yeah.
You know what I say? The beat is different. It's nothing like the beat is a world beat. The flow, the arrangement, the production is on point. So if more of that could be replicated, then we will start see the repair, you know?
So you as Mr. Peppa who've been around, if an artist come right now and drop your name in a song, we have it.
Shellings.
You're not afraid?
Shellings, cause man no sweet pepper.
So you replying?
Me no wanna
You're not afraid for clash?
No, me no, it's not clash, it's just lyrical showcase. You know what I say?
Yes, that's
intellectual, lyrical, musical.
Would you take it personal though? You want to fight Tanti?
No, personal to fight, no, but I mean, personally, if a man says something, it can resonate in you because you have to take it personal for respond. Cause if you don't take some personal, then you know you just ignore it. But I mean, musically, to me, there's no loss in a musical warfare. You know, there's no losing. The only way you lose is if you be a coward and run.
Yeah.
If you run, you lose. The more you fight and the more you attack back is.
So you think doing a clash in 2023 is cool? Like,
no, 2023 clash them don't make no sense. Nowadays clash don't make no sense.
Bro, you just said you would clash.
Yeah, I would, but me I gotta tell you how we would a clash.
Alright, let's go. How you would a clash?
Nowadays clash don't make no sense because it does nothing. It will give you like a 2 weeks vibes and a 2 weeks hype, but after that everything dies because there is no. It is a digital warfare. And you have to have real warfare to have real impact on the fans and on the ground because that is the main connection on the ground.
I'm trying to understand. You say you got to
have I get to it. Digital warfare now is you sing a song over there, so release it on your internet, your YouTube, your IG or whatever. Me sing back one, release it on YouTube, iTunes, right. None of us is standing up in front of one another face and be like, no. You know what I say? So that take away from the whole thing. So if I clash my war boy, better prepare.
But I thought you gotta get the
for me,
song
step to them backstage
before you get on the stage, right? Y'all have the song in the street that was, and then get on the stage and clash.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna put myself in a situation right now where I'm not gonna have the opportunity to physically confront a man with a microphone. You know what I mean? I said not with nonsense, with a microphone in my hand on the stage in front of the fans.
So is there only like one real place to do a clash, like stage?
Front stage, no.
Oh,
the only real place to do the clash. Yeah, on the stage.
So it could be any stage. It could be a stage up the street. And
you need a stage, you need an audience.
Okay.
You know what I say?
So it don't have to be staged.
Yeah, so the internet clash is not for me. I mean,
You
I'll
want to do it for the club?
I'll spar. Yeah, I'll spar.
Yeah.
But me not gonna take it seriously. And then not gonna no longevity. All the clashes that me and you can remember in dancehall is in person, on stage confrontations. And these is the clashes that is ingrained in the culture. Will never, ever, nobody remember none of them digital clash that we are going from COVID until now. Nobody interested. Me see people apologize and say, me sorry, me done. And tomorrow morning, it go billboard and tour down the world. It not no impact. You know what I'm saying?
So when Bunty Killer was born with
Bunty Killer, Mr. Davis.
the other day, that wasn't. You don't think that was helping them?
That's a joke war. Bunty Killer knows a joke war. Bunty Killer is a warlord who stand up and lyrically demolish people in front of thousands of people. That's a joke. Me after Bunty Killer for Bunty Killer tell me say a joke war that him just because you just a show say don't wrong. You fire a shot, I fire two bomb. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna have to talk to you again. You hear? Alright then. Good. But him knows that the real thing is in stage. Yeah. And Mr. Vegas knows that maybe he has the advantage in a digital warfare with Bounty Killer. Because you have a lot of keyboard. Because everybody is so opinionated and they got keyboard warriors and a crowd live in a venue for one night is different than 100 people keep typing each day.
Yeah.
So it's a different demographic of war. And Vegas, as an internet man, know the advantage. And him know, say, as a wise man in music, there's no losing in war, whether it's digital or in person. You understand? So him maybe gain more notoriety, more vibes, and he can drop an album or a single or something just right after that. So, but there's Bounty Killer, the world champion, dropping more bigger tune after that same year. Yeah, so you don't know it go. Yeah, big up the two artists and big up Vegas, big up Killer, but Killer the real warlord. Vegas is a very smart artist.
Drama.
Yeah, smart boy. You know, there's no loss of Vegas. Understand, say him can't dead in this. There's no dying.
That's
right
crazy
there.
Because I wasn't thinking of it like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was gonna be dead for sure.
No man, there's nothing. Look on Cargo and Ayatine. There's no dying in that war. 2 weeks and the only way people get real impact is on stage. And if you defend yourself fiercely, even if a man come out victorious at the end of the night, you still will be respected. Your fans them go and say, yo, let me tell you this. My DJ pop. And even the other side fans are gonna say, boy, murder, but the other boy there, the boy wicked him just keep coming. So you will gain respect. Yeah. Even in a loss, in a musical loss, depending on how you address the war, you know? Yeah. So
I like how you break that down, bro. Because I was literally thinking like, oh, I just wanted to see a big clash in 2023.
Yeah, on stage, that would be nice, of course. On stage. Remember I said, even Alkaline and the system war and thing. If we never go into this deep conversation right now, like it is not be a topic, we would have still a quicker topic would be Bounty Beanie on stage, Mother Cartel on stage, Merciless and Ninja Man on stage, Sting as you mentioned out in your mouth. No, which one of these other clash you can't even remember which platform it take on? We don't remember which platform for YouTube, for Instagram, but we remember Sting.
Yeah, of course. I like how you broke that down for us, Peppa. So like right now, like where you at with on your music journey?
So basically right now, I mean, the fans them can, access Mr. Peppa music. Listen, we stay consistent. We never ever stop music.
I love that.
So this Mr. Peppa has developed a new energy, a new sound. Yeah. I say a new vibe. So I have brand new videos on my YouTube channel and out there in the internet world, and all my new singles.
You working on an album?
Well, my last body of music was in 2020 when I dropped my first EP, which is called #Peppa Them. So,
okay.
An album is always something that we're capable of, but music has to be done strategically.
An album could be like 10 songs.
Yeah, but you still don't just want to drop 10 songs and then, as I say, everything has to be done with strategy. How you're going to present the music, how you're going to filter it out to the world.
So you'd rather do a single? drop singles?
No, it's not what rather, it's just what at the moment, needed for my situation. Now, if tomorrow morning change and an album is needed because situation change, then, automatically we adjust to that situation right away, But for now, we're dropping hot singles for the girls, we're dropping, positive singles for the people, motivating. We have new videos out there. Just drop a brand new video called Big Split. So that was for 420. So that video was dropped 4:20 in the afternoon on 4:20. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So to my larger point, as I said, strategy sometime, Yeah, strategy. So that was something that we did in like a couple of days. My producer called me and he's like, yo, 4:20 coming up. You remember that freestyle verse that you did? So I took like 8 lines. And he called me and I went to the studio the same night, finished the song. A couple of days later, we got the video out on 4:20. So, and then we have new music for the ladies and, but different sound and different frequency, but still with the dancehall roots,
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Peppa, I want to thank you so much for blessing my channel with your presence. Tell the people that what I can find at my Instagram, YouTube, so iTunes, other places.
Yeah, so Mr. Peppa, first of all, for all y'all out there, only my Caucasian brethren and sisters are allowed to call me Pepper. Or spell my name Pepper. I'll give a pass to my Caucasian fellas, my Caucasian friends. But black people and Jamaican people, let me tell them something. It's Mr. Peppa. Peppa. That's better. So you can just do a simple Google search because we in the algorithm. You can see me come up on Google, Instagram as Mr. Peppa Music, TikTok, all of the algorithm. Then we subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mr. Peppa.
I want to ask you a question, right? About hip hop. When you made that song, did you have a feeling that was gonna be a song, or was it just like a regular song?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I have a feeling.
When you recorded it, you like, yo, that song, did it give you like any kind of feeling or anything?
Yes, but you see, as a young artist at that time, every song that we sing, we get the feeling like
that's what I'm saying.
This is going to be the hit song, right?
Yeah.
But when I recorded Talk, I never sat in the studio that night and said, yeah, this is going to be the world-changing, life-changing song. But we just said, yeah man, that song, bad man, I hit song this man. You know what I said? Because we do that every song. Every song we record, we say, yo, that song, a hit song, yo, that song, bad, and in at the moment, but nice. But you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Yeah. So what happened afterwards was a total surprise because I was being a #1 artist without realizing. I am walking in the streets without knowing that I'm a #1 artist. The first time I saw my video debut at #1, I couldn't accept it. I wasn't having it. I was like, nah, bro, this feel like fraud. This is not real.
Really?
Yeah. Because I said, oh, if you have #1 video, and you know what I said, like, it never feel real. And I was thinking, like, the fans is gonna say, this guy is a fraud. This guy is spending money to make his music big. Because how can he just appear from nowhere and be at #1? So I didn't even get to enjoy that moment.
How much your music was really
So the music was bigger than even what I was thinking. So it was
the song ever
surprise.
bigger than you? You know how like people don't even know that's your song. It could have sit on right here and just like play your song and they're not even gonna say you.
Yeah, definitely.
It was bigger than you think?
Yeah. When it just came out, people thought it was Baby Sham. A lot of people thought it was Baby Sham. So and up to this day, because people might, not know me on the internet or anything like that. I'll be beside people, a lot of places that they don't know it's me. But I always enjoy that, because me some of my like, remain anonymous in certain people present sometimes. When it is time for me to shine, I want all that. So with the microphone and the stage and the lights and the camera, or with the studio and the rhythm and the booth and the producer, those are moments that, me try just excel in it. And embrace fully, But outside of that, I mean, me as a youth, I kind of, just chilling. And, even the other day, someone saw me and be like, they were watching me on the YouTube, right? And when they met me in real life, they were like, yo, I was seeing you on the YouTube, like, he was looking at me, like, and walk up to me, said, hey, you the guy from YouTube with Vibes Cartel? And I'm like, yeah man, Mr. Pepper man, and man, he was just, excited and thing, and I asked him why am I just sitting, just chilling and so humble, and I was like, there's no reason, there's no reason to be all that, so, but based off our people sit out there, but they don't understand that me in that moment, I just adjust myself as an artist and be the fullest that I can be. Outside of that, I just chill and concentrate on other stuff and recharge for those moments. You know what I say? Yeah, man. So, yeah, it was
it's a blessing though that you get that number one song because most people can't even do
No, enough number one song Mr. Pepper getting now, but the most known number one that people know, especially in the Jamaican circles, is the song Talk.
Yeah.
I've done 2 tours in my life and none of them was for Talk. So, you know what I'm saying? That was, it's just always amazing stuff in music, Going places for songs that people asking you to sing and you gotta go on the computer and learn it over and all that stuff, You don't even remember the music. Yeah.
Well, Dimes, big up Mr. Pepper. Like I said again, I want to thank you so much for coming on my channel. Say hi to my Dimes. Okay, that's what I call my little people that
what you call them?
Dimes, because I'm Dimes.
The Dimes?
Yeah.
Okay, so
they all Dimes.
Hold on then. Let me clarify something. No, let me clarify something.
Yeah.
The ladies, the Dimes, the lady dime them. So I know this is Diamond the Star, Diamond the Slayer, and she call the fans them the Dimes. But Mr. Pepper is saying the Dimes for me is the ladies. So all the lady Dimes them, big up on yourself, and the gangsta gorilla them,
big up.
We rate Dime, big up on yourself.
Yeah.
So me I say,
what you call your little fan base?
Oh me? My fan base them, I don't really give my fan base them. I haven't thought about it. Maybe Pepper Nation, you know what I say? Pepper Nation, you got to be peppery for the preparation, it's like a preparation. Yeah.
I like it,
So we got the Pepper Nation squad, then the gangsta gorilla.
Pepper upon all of the social, damn, you understand?
Check.
And we post this video, you got me, period, alright? Later, bye.
Mother Road.